Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host and advocate Tudo Hoyani. This afternoon I am on Kelly and Gininda. Kelly and Gininda have a lot to explain to South Africa. Let us look at the affidavit that the prosecution has brought before court. The prosecution has brought a confession statement allegedly made by Gininda. In that confession statement, Gininda says Kelly was the mastermind behind the killing of Senzo Meyiwa. She commissioned the killing, paid the people who did the killing, and got away with it. But well, the affidavit doesn't say he got away with it. It is me who's coming to the conclusion that she got away with it. Now that affidavit, interestingly, is being used as evidence in this trial. But nobody seems to be questioning why only part of that affidavit is being used as evidence. There is no such thing as half an affidavit. That affidavit, or rather that confession, allegedly made by Ntanzi. And I must underline that Ntanzi has strenuously denied ever making a confession before any magistrate. Says the 5 people in the dog are responsible in one way or another, or to varying degrees, for the murder of Senzo Meyiwa. It also says very clearly that Kelly Kumalo is the mastermind behind that killing. She commissioned the killing and ended up paying the people who undertook the killing. Now, Gininda and Baloyi bring an affidavit before court and say nothing about the most crucial piece of evidence in that affidavit. Give that in that confession, rather. The most crucial information in that confession, allegedly made by Ntanzi, is left out. Selective justice. This is what it is. So it is left out, and Kelly Kumalo is walking the streets of South Africa a free woman. 10 years after Senzo Meyiwa was dead. What kind of justice are we seeing before the court? Nobody is questioning the use of this affidavit, the partial use of this affidavit. I would have expected the judge also to have said, but what about this other person who's mentioned and is identified as the mastermind? Where is this person? You would have asked Baloyi that. The judge would have asked Baloyi that. Where is this other person? You are saying it was a prosecution-led investigation. Prosecution-led investigations don't leave out the guilty. Gininda, do you want us to believe that just because this was a prosecution-led investigation, in spite of the fact that the mastermind had been identified, the prosecution just closed its eyes and pretended that there was no mastermind when they had it on a confession? They had it on a confession. And this confession has been brought before court. These are some of the startling issues. But I am saying a case can be made out for, a warrant of arrest for Kelly Kumalo on the basis of that affidavit alone. On the basis of that confession alone. That confession was made before a magistrate, allegedly. Let us assume that it was made freely and voluntarily, like Baloyi and Gininda want us to believe. Why not act on it on the part that, why leave out the part that deals with Kelly Kumalo and just go ahead and arrest these 5 people and leave this other person? Leave this other key person, Kelly Kumalo. What is going on here? South Africa, are we seeing justice here? Now, I'm saying that on the basis of that alone, a warrant of arrest, on the basis of that confession alone, which is now part of the court record, a warrant of arrest can be sought for Kelly Kumalo. There are reasonable grounds to believe that she was, in fact, the mastermind, according to the narrative, the Babalui's narrative, the Gininda Balui narrative. Remember, I don't buy this narrative. But even if we're to go by their own narrative, right, and agree with them that they were intruders in the house, and I still believe they're not intruders in the house, why don't they take it to its logical conclusion to say, okay, this is, the confession of Bongani Ntanzi. It says the following. And why don't we see 6 people in that dock? Selective justice, that is what it is. Selective justice. Somebody is playing monkey tricks here. And South Africa, somebody thinks we are all fools. We don't see this. Somebody is just taking South Africans for granted. The justice system, is being subverted. This is not how the justice system is supposed to work. It is simply being subverted to achieve somebody's, to achieve, somebody's unknown objectives, unknown to us. So Gininda and Balui. Sorry, Gininda, yes, and Balui. And Kelly. This is the threesome. Something must be done. That warrant of arrest, if they don't do it, because they're not going to do it. By the look of things, they are not going to do it. And somebody's going to do it. And who's that somebody? That somebody is me. I will try everything in the book to ensure that everybody involved in the murder of Senzo Meyiwa is brought to justice. The law must take its course, no matter who you are, ordinary or famous. That is what I'm going to go out to achieve. And I'll achieve that, God willing. Thank you very much for watching this video. I am very pleased by your subscriptions and the views that are coming in. Please, please, please kindly subscribe. Support this initiative and have a nice day.